Hello friends, welcome to this video. In this video we are going to see the lookup functions in Excel. VLookup, HLookup and the powerful XLookup. XLookup is a newer function which was introduced in the newer versions of Excel, say Excel 2019 and Excel 365 onwards. If you are using the older versions, then stick to the VLookup and the HLookup. Now VLookup, HLookup is something powerful, something very important to know if you need to master Excel, or even if you want to have a good amount of Excel knowledge. You definitely need to know the lookup functions. Now what does this lookup function do to start with? It basically is going to look up or search for a particular value in a table or an array or a reference or a range. That's as simple as it. Now let's take an example. In our case, I've got the employee data over here with certain basic information, HR information, and then I've got what kind of assets that particular employee carries, whether it's a laptop or a desktop. Now this may sound very simple because I've just got 7 items, but imagine corporations or companies where they have like thousands and thousands of employee data and they had to output what kind of assets they are carrying. That becomes a nightmare, right? And that's where the lookup function comes in very handy. Okay, let's start off with the VLookup function. Couple of points which I want to put it very clear. If you want to use a VLookup, then the data has to be sorted vertically, as the name suggests. It's a vertical lookup. Now what do we mean by that? The headers has to be in each and every column, and each of the data for those headers has to be every row like this. Okay, and number 2, very important, a VLookup travels from left to right, say column number 1 all the way to column number n to search or to look. It doesn't travel the reverse, say right to left. Okay, with that in mind, let's go and see some example. Now we wanted to figure out which asset Rahul is carrying. So the syntax for VLookup is say equals VLookup, which is the lookup value. In our case, Rahul is the lookup value. Where are we going to look at? We are going to look at this particular table. Okay, and which is the column where you want the output. So our output is asset type. Asset type is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th column. That's where the output is, and we need the true match, exact match. Okay, and that is 0. We will go through the approximate match as well. Okay, close bracket. This is not going to give the result. I will tell you in a moment. Say it throws an NA error. The reason being, in VLookup, the column which you are going to look at the lookup value, say for example name is the lookup value here. The name column is column number 2 in the original table. For VLookup, the table or the column in that particular table which has the lookup value should always be the first column. So what we need to do is, instead of having A1 to E8, we need to have B1 to E8. Okay, now this will give you a reference. The reason, now we change the table width in such a way that instead of table with 5 columns, we have selected a table with 4 columns. Now we need to change the column number because the asset type in that selected table is 4. Now it gives you the value. So what we usually do, once you put in the formula, to fill the formula below, all we do is Control and D. But be very careful in case of VLookup. Don't do it like this until unless you change it to an absolute reference. What do I mean by that? Now in the first formula we have J2 as a lookup value, which is fine, and we are looking in B1 to E8, which is absolutely fine, and we are outputting the column number 4. Perfect. Now let's look at the second formula. J3 is what we are looking at, but see, the table or the lookup table has become from B1 to E8 to B2 to E9, because when you fill the formula all the way to the below, all the way down, it gets incremented in each and every step. So this is B2 to E9, next will be B3 to E10, B4 to E11. So ensure that whenever you do a lookup function, the lookup table has to be an absolute reference. To make this table absolute reference, simply hit F4. So that will make that particular reference as an absolute reference. Once you do that, you can fill in with a Control D. Now what happens? J2, just notice this particular area. First one, we are looking at J2, reference is B1 to E8, perfectly fine. J3, still the reference remains the same because we have made it as absolute reference. Perfect. Now imagine you have something like this. Okay, because we don't have this particular name, I'll make it as Rohit so that it's easy to read. Because we don't have this particular name in this particular table, the selected table, it throws an NA error. Now if you have multiple data sets, large data set, this NA is not very presentable. So what we need to do is we need to trap this NA and we need to do a custom message for that error. All we need to do is do a if error function and then do a VLookup. If you don't find that particular lookup value, instead of throwing this ugly NA error, let's say not found. I mean, this is custom. You can choose whatever message you want to output. I'm just saying not found. There you go. Instead of that ugly NA, you can do a not found. So either you can trap this NA error with if error, or you can choose if NA as well. Sorry, both is going to do the same thing, right? I hope you are with me till now. Now VLookup also can look for wildcard values. Say for example, I don't have RAHUL, I just have RAH. With RAH I am getting an NA, right? To make it a wildcard search, always end that particular text string with a star asterisk. Hit enter. Now you get the laptop, right? Notice you have RAH here also, you have RAH here also. Here it is laptop, here it is desktop, but we got laptop as a value. The reason being, when you search for a wildcard, it returns the value of the first available match, and that's the reason we got a laptop over here. Okay, so VLookup can do a wildcard search as well. What if you want to insert a new column? Say let's go and insert a new column over here. See, everything is messed up over here. The reason being, once you insert a new column, the formula will change from B to F. Let's see, B to F, because we have inserted a column here, but the column number here, which we have given as 4, doesn't change. So in this particular selected table here, column number 4 is name, department, blank, and date of joining, and hence we have got the date of joining over here. So be absolutely careful when you are inserting a column in the VLookup function. When you are inserting a column in the source table, go and change the column number in the output as well. Only then you will get the right value. Okay, so 3 or 4 things, let me reiterate. VLookup is only for data which is sorted out vertically. VLookup is going to travel from left to right, not right to left. The column which contains your lookup value should always be the first column when you select the lookup table or the lookup array. Be absolutely careful when you want to insert a new column, because you need to make additional adjustments in the output as well. Okay, now all these while we were looking at the true value or the exact value, which is a 0, right? Now let's look at the approximate match. let me go into another data set. So in this data set we have the company policy or the commission slab based on the actual sales an employee does. Say for example, the slab between 0 to 500 is gonna be 0. Anything between 500 to 1000 is gonna be 2%, 1000 to 3000 5%, and so on. Now I have employees, I've got the total sales here, which is no match for any of these items. If you look at, I need to figure out what is the commission percentage or which slab these guys are filling in. Example, maybe your electricity usage as well. The usual electricity board is going to say if you consume this many watts or this many kilowatts, then your per kilowatt rate is this much. If you cross a certain limit, then per kilowatt usage rate is this much, etc. Right? So same way. Now here is where your approximate come in play. Very important, if you want to do an approximate match, your base data where you're looking up has to be sorted in an ascending order. This cannot be randomized, like instead of 0 I have 500, here I have 0, something of that sort. You need to always sort this in an ascending order. Okay, so let's do VLookup. The lookup value is going to be sales. Where are we looking? We are looking at this particular small table or an array. Which column we need to output? The second column, which is commission. If I put 0, I will get an error because I don't have 3749 in anything of this, so I will do a 1. 1 is an approximate match. So anything beyond 3500 all the way till 5000 is 6%. So that is between 3500 and 5000, I've got the 6%. So basically what the approximate match do is it goes and picks the value of the previous available number. So 3749, what is the previous available number? 3500. So it returns that particular value. Okay, so remember, we need to make this an absolute reference to fill in below. F4 is the shortcut. Now I can fill in this formula with a Control D. There you go. So that is the use of approximate match. Okay, fine. So I hope you understood the VLookup. Now what if the data is like this? There we had employee number, name, department, salary, asset type. Same data set, but I have transposed that. Here we have the data which is horizontally aligned. So as the name suggests, if the data is horizontally aligned, then we use the HLookup. If it is vertically aligned, then we use the VLookup. Same thing. HLookup is going to start from the top and it will go all the way to the bottom. Say row number 1 all the way till row number n, not from bottom to top. Okay, it has to be arranged horizontally. Okay, similar way, there we wanted to be absolutely careful about inserting a new column. Here we need to be absolutely careful about inserting a new row. So let's go and find out which asset type Rahul is carrying. HLookup. What is the lookup value? Say Rahul, which is the table, this one, and which is, so there it was column number because it was arranged vertically. Here it is arranged horizontally, so we need to give the row number. Asset type is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth row, and we need a exact match. Okay, again this is going to return a error. Same way, like how in VLookup we have the which has the lookup value should be the first column. Similarly in HLookup, the row which will contain the lookup value should be the first row. Here we gave A2 to E6, but the name is in the second row. So we will give A3 to A6. Got it? Again, this is going to be the fourth row that has to be returned. There you go. So before you fill in, make it as absolute reference, which is F4, and then you can fill in. Exactly the same thing like a VLookup. Again, this can do a wildcard. There you go. Again, this can also give you a NA. You can trap NA with if error or if NA function, get a custom message as well. Same like a VLookup, the only thing is if the data is arranged in a horizontal way. Similarly, if you try to insert a new row, it's all going to be messed up. Okay, so that is your HLookup with a true match or an exact match. Okay, let's look up the approximate match. Same way, again here also we have got your the commission slab arranged in a horizontal way, and we need to calculate the commission percentage, and you will use the HLookup function. We are looking at this value, the sales value. The table is gonna be this, row is gonna be 2 because that's where we have the commission slab or the commission percentage. Here we need the approximate match. There you go. Sorry, we need to convert this into an absolute reference before we fill in the function. Reiterate, HLookup is same as VLookup. If you understand VLookup, HLookup is very easy. HLookup is for data that is sorted horizontally. The row that contains the lookup value has to be the first row of the lookup table, and when you want to insert a new row, please be absolutely careful, and it travels from top to bottom and not bottom to top. When I say that, row 1 to row n and not the other way around. Okay, that's about HLookup and VLookup. Let's look at XLookup. Okay, now in this case, so we got a data set where you got the stream of the subject, what is the main subject, and which add-on you can choose, and what is going to be the cost for this particular package. So if I say data science with Python and Tableau, then I need to pay this much. Same data science as a curriculum, R and Excel, I've got this much, etc, etc. Right? Now users can choose which stream they want, what is the main and what is the add-on, and they need to figure out the cost. Remember, VLookup, you can only choose one value, and that value has to be the column that has that particular value has to be the first column. Say I can probably choose a VLookup over here with this as a lookup value, this as a table, right, for this particular one value network. Again for CCNP I have to choose this particular table, so it's kind of messy with a lot of nesting the VLookup function and with an if function, so it's going to be extremely complex, and that's where we have the XLookup function. XLookup doesn't have any conditions like the column that has the lookup value has to be the first column or the first row, it has to be traveling from left to right, nothing of that sort. In XLookup we are explicitly going to tell Excel that this is where I need to look up my lookup value, this is where I need to look up for the output, and other optional arguments as well. Let's quickly get into this example. First, let's say I want to just do an XLookup for one value, and then we will look at the all three values, say just for the stream, okay, and the cost associated with that. So let's say XLookup, my lookup value is this, Now I'm not going to select a table or an array or a reference here. Okay, all I'm to do is, where is this particular lookup value located in the source data or the source table. Okay, network is available in B. Okay, which array or the which column is containing the output for us? This. Okay, what if it is not found? Custom message, where we need to explicitly trap the NA error over there. Let's put the custom message over here, not found. Okay, is it going to be a true match, approximate match? Is it going to be the next smaller item or next larger item? Say I need an exact match. Should I search from top to bottom or should I search from bottom to top? Remember, in the wildcard it was searching from top to bottom and it was giving the first available match. Here you can explicitly tell Excel how to search. I'm going to leave that blank for now. Say for network as a string, it gave me 39438, which is the first available match, right? So no complications in terms of I need to select a table. The column that contains the lookup has to be the first column, first row, etc., etc. Simple. What I will do is, which one should I look up? I should look up this one. Where is that particular value situated? This one. What should I output? I should output the cost. Where it is situated? Here. What if it is not there? Custom message, not found. And what kind of match is that? I need the exact match. That's it. Now let's say I need to have a combination of all these three things. Okay, so XLookup, I need to look at this as well, and then I need to look at this as well, and then I need to look at this as well. Where are these guys? Here and here and here. Okay, what should I output? I should output the cost. Where is cost? Here. I will not do any optional values except for exact match. There you go. I got networks here, CCNP, CCNA, and the cost is this. Say, let's say I have CCNA here and then I have A plus over here. See, I got 39,438. Now the moment I don't have anything, it is coming blank because I've got a blank over here. Say, let's say not found. So that is going to give you the not found. So I put A plus, there you go. Okay, so that's how powerful an XLookup is. Now let's look at an approximate match with XLookup. Same example like your HLookup and VLookup, where you have the company's policy on the commission slabs, and we have employee and their total sales. Let's do an XLookup here to figure out the commission value or the commission percentage. We are going to look at this. Where is the sales value? Here. What we need to output? The commission value. What if it is not there? No match. And here I need to choose separate match. So should I choose the next smaller item or should I choose the next larger item? Let's explore both. -1 will give me the next smaller item. Now 3749, what is the next smaller item for 3749? 3500, and we got the 6. And this is what was happening by default in both HLookup and the VLookup. Now let's change this to 1, which is going to be the next larger item. So 3749, what is the next larger item? 5000, and it's going to return 8, which is for the 5000 value. Okay, so XLookup is going to give us more options. It gives us more muscle to play with, right? You can explicitly tell Excel what exactly you want. Gives us more flexibility. It's a shame that it is available only in the newer versions, but it's extremely powerful. You don't need to do a VLookup or a HLookup anymore. We can just have a XLookup if it is available. I hope you like this video, guys. If you have any questions, please post them as comments. Thanks a lot for watching. Please subscribe to the channel and share this video. Have a very good day.